Imagine two people, same age, same health goals, same motivation to be more active. One of them lives in a neighborhood with wide sidewalks, a park 2 blocks away, bike lanes, and a grocery store within walking distance. The other lives in a neighborhood with no sidewalks, no nearby parks, lots of traffic, and the closest store is a 20-minute drive away. Same motivation, completely different environment, and research shows completely different health outcomes. Today, I would like to talk about why the place you live shapes your health just as much as the choices you make. So, what is the built environment? The built environment refers to the human-made spaces where we live, work, and spend our time. We're talking about roads and sidewalks, parks and green spaces, buildings, lighting, public transit, bike lanes, essentially everything around us that is built by other humans. Most of us don't think about it, but the built environment is constantly influencing our everyday behavior. It either makes it easier for us to be physically active, more convenient, and safer for us to be active, or it makes it difficult, inconvenient, and even dangerous. And for millions of people, the environment they live in is working against them before they can even lace up their shoes. Here's why this is a serious public health issue. Studies consistently show that people who live in walkable neighborhoods, which are places where you can walk to stores, parks, and public transit, are significantly more physically active and have even lower rates of obesity, heart disease, and diabetes compared to people in car-dependent areas. And it goes even deeper than that. The communities most affected by poorly built environments are disproportionately low-income communities and communities of color. These neighborhoods are more likely to have deteriorating sidewalks, fewer parks, poor lighting, and higher traffic danger. When a neighborhood feels unsafe to walk or run in, people stay inside. There's also what researchers call the activity desert. Just like a food desert is an area with no access to healthy food, an activity desert is an area with no safe, accessible space to be physically active in. There's no parks, no gyms, no trails, and not even any sidewalks. When those resources don't exist, physical inactivity is not a personal failure, it becomes an environmental one. The bottom line is this, though. We've been treating physical inactivity like it's purely a motivation problem, when a huge part of it is a design problem. So what can we do about this? The good news is changing our environment has some of the most powerful and lasting effects on public health because it shifts the default for entire communities. So here are some strategies that I've laid out to combat this. First is the complete street policy. This means designing roads to serve everyone, not just cars. Adding sidewalks, protected bike lanes, crosswalks, and safe pedestrian signals makes it easier for people to build movement into their daily lives without ever setting foot in a gym. Second, investing in parks and green space, especially in underserved communities. Research shows that simply having a park nearby increases physical activity levels in the neighborhood. Access to green space also improves mental health and reduces stress. Third, mixed-use zoning. When neighborhoods are designed so that housing, schools, grocery stores, and workplaces are close together, people naturally walk more. Urban sprawl does the opposite, forcing car dependence and eliminating incidental movement from our everyday life. Fourth, community involvement and planning. The people who live in a neighborhood know what barriers they face. Giving communities a voice in their local planning decisions ensures that the built environment improvements actually reflect the needs of the people they're meant to serve. In closing, we spend a lot of time telling people to exercise more, eat better, and take care of themselves. And that advice matters, but we can't ignore the environment that people are living in. You can't go jogging in a neighborhood with no sidewalks. You can't play outside in a park that doesn't exist. Physical activity has to be accessible. The built environment is a health issue and a design issue all at once. And the good news is that it's one we can actually change through policy, investment, and community action. Thank you.